Hey, I'm Susan Patang from the Quiet Zone Coaching. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about what do you do when you make a mistake? I focus on helping folks get through stressful times in one piece. Okay. And I had a little bit of a stressful time myself this morning. I was at a meeting of a whole bunch of other divorce professionals, and one of them said something to me in a very kind way about all the emails I send. I have a tendency to share articles and stuff like that with people so that they can use them. They can share them with their clients or share them with their friends, or maybe they could use, this information themselves. And it seems like she was kind of like, yeah, you know what, we're getting kind of buried and we don't want to like let your emails just kind of sit there because it's valuable information. But like, could you not do that anymore? And I felt terrible because I was like, oh my gosh, that wasn't my intention, was to pester anybody or make a problem, right? So what do you do when you screw up? Okay, whether it was unintentional, like what I did, or even if you just made a bad decision and said, oh, wow, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay. So the first thing you do is you always, if you have done something wrong, you apologize. Okay. And say, hey, look, I'm really sorry if I caused you any problems. What can I do to fix that for you? In my case, it was, I'm really sorry if, I've been overwhelming you with articles and links. So tell you what, I won't be sending those to you. I'll only reach out when I really absolutely have to. That solved the problem. Okay. If you made a mistake, you apologize and you make it right. And then you move on. Okay. Because if you sit there and you dwell on it and you beat yourself up, you're not being mindful in the moment. You're living back there in the past with something that you can't change. Right. So, yeah, what you do is you apologize, you move forward. So sometimes we don't always know if what it is that we're planning to do, we should actually do or not. Okay. Especially when you're in the middle of divorce. Right. So, how do you know? Wow, like this is something that I really want to do, but should I do it or shouldn't I do it? And here are some parameters that I'm going to give you to help make that decision easier. Okay. The first one is, am I going to hurt myself? Now, make sure you think carefully about that. Okay. Because you might hurt yourself in ways that you didn't foresee. So try to look and see what the circumstances will be if you do what it is you're thinking of doing or not doing. Will I hurt somebody else? Okay, so will somebody else be negatively impacted by your behavior, whether you do something or you omit doing something? The third question is, well, what would the person I want to be do? What would your hero do? If you want to be the kind of person who is kind and considerate and loving or whatever that might be, or responsible and hardworking and all these other things, if that's the person you want to be, that's the kind of person you want to be, would that person do whatever it is you're thinking about doing? Right? Okay, last question. Okay, am I willing to accept the consequences of this action or inaction, as the case may be? So you have to look at the situation rationally, calmly. Okay, so if you're calm, you shouldn't be thinking about doing anything. You should calm down first and say, okay, what are my options? You want to make sure that the ripple effect isn't going to come back and bite you later. So the consequence of your action, think about what that could possibly be, what that could possibly move into, and then make your decision. So until tomorrow, you have a wonderful, awesome, amazing day. I'm Susan from the Quiet Zone Coaching. Namaste.